Gotcha. Alright, number 8. If you were to make a short list of people anywhere in the world with whom you would collaborate on a project, who would it be? Who would be on it and why?
This is one of those questions I wish I would have read because I could have written down something smart and come up with something cool to say.
Now you've been put on the spot.
No, it's like I just talked to Dave Sitek from TV on the Radio, as a friend of mine, and said, let's work on something with you having complete production control. With me as the submissive generator of ideas. And that's appealing to me. I think he's coming from an interesting place, and I love what he does, and it's not where I'm coming from. So I'm at a point where I'm comfortable enough to try some things, and that would be something that may be outside the realm of Nine Inch Nails under the moniker. It's something that appeals to me. There's a number of people that I would be interested in working in that type of capacity. And I'm drawing a blank right now. But no, there's people out there. I would have said Prince 10 years ago, but I didn't now. So
Michael Jackson.
No, actually, David Bowie's another one I'd actually like to sit down and really collaborate with. Outside of the realm of the tour and stuff we did, but really just pick his brain because I think he's a genius. And I think it's something cool that I could certainly learn from him. Brian Eno, I've always had high respect for. James Murphy, I'm blown away by him. So and there's a number of things. Anyway, it was kind of a non-answer. I wasn't really prepared for that one. So.
Sorry. At least it wasn't a tapeworm question. Which one?
You're dying to ask that. Tapeworm is officially lapsed into, I've talked about it for longer than it ever existed.
Yeah, you have to be sick of hearing any questions about it. Like, how many times can you answer, the same one? The same question over and over again?
There's not that much to say, really,
Yeah. It didn't work out. It's gone, Time to move on. Alright, I gotta figure out which question we're on now. I think we're on number 9. You hosted an online survey last year regarding a variety of topics with your tours, music, etc. Has the data from the survey helped shape what we're seeing with Nine Inch Nails right now?
Not really, to be honest with you. That's not because of the results we got from the survey. It really was a situation of that was more management desire than anything else. That what we found is we are now our own marketers, as I mentioned before, and the data that we collect, we're trying to make sense of it and try to see, I guess, like what marketing companies do, find out who is actually buying your stuff, what they do, what they like, that sort of thing. So a lot of that really came from a much more management-driven need to kind of look at data and figure stuff out. And quite honestly, I didn't pay much attention to it myself. It was mildly interesting to see, the last record that people bought. But if you go by that, you'd think that everyone that's our fan is a Metallica fan because their record came out that day or week or something like that. And I don't think that's what the case is. But I think there was some valuable information, but it was more aimed at where we sell tickets and what markets what's stronger and that sort of thing. I should care about, but honestly, I don't care that much about it. It doesn't feel artistic to me. It feels more like meat and potatoes marketing stuff.
Business and...
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question. This is the fun one. Does being a constant tease to the Nine Inch Nails fan community bring you immense amounts of joy, similar to the amounts of agony you've caused each and every one of us because of this? Do you like making us miserable and squirm?
I have no idea what you're even talking about. I give and I give and I give and I give to you people, and then it's just like, what? What am I doing wrong?
Soon?
Give me an example of me teasing. Soon. If I say, for example, I'm now paranoid about even saying the word soon. And if you notice, I've kind of turned it into later or, before long. No, it's just, I'll tell you what's hard to do, is it's hard to refrain from talking about things you're excited about. You know, I made the mistake of talking about the Year Zero TV thing with HBO because I was excited about it. You know, we get to pitch a show that I've been working on for a long time that I think is going to be great. You know, and I blabbed about it because it was happening, and then I'm held accountable to it. For the next couple of years, I'm being asked about that thing, which didn't work out. It didn't come to fruition at that time. And I've learned that, you know, it's best just to keep your mouth shut about certain things. It's not meant to just torment, but it's also meant to, sometimes it is meant to torment, I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff on Twitter.
It's about building anticipation is what it is, you know, and it's not simply about just the act of tormenting. It's about, you know, I think in the world of being serious in what I do and being a musician today, you know, in the last few years, you've lost a lot of momentum. You know, it used to be that you put a record out, and if you were huge, hey, maybe even Tower Records would stay up until midnight to get your record, and then everyone in the world got to hear it at the same moment, you know, or soon thereafter. You know, you had this kind of peak opening night of the big film. You know, and all that's gone. You know, the records leak, people have digested them and rated them and thrown them out before they even actually come out in the stores, and now there's not even any stores for them to come out in. And, you know, that was the lesson that Radiohead taught me with what they did with In Rainbows. You know, they recaptured that excitement of a release day, you know, and that was genius. That was the smartest thing they did. They got back that kind of sense of something you look forward to. You know, and I'm trying to bring elements of that back into what we do. Not having a label, it's great to be able to put out stuff whenever you want to. You don't have to coordinate with a bunch of assholes who are going to pluck it up. You can do it yourself.
Right.
And it's cool to surprise people with things, you know. At the same time, I think it's cool to sometimes build anticipation. And if it is maddening, it's not meant to be frustrating. It's meant to be, you know, it's meant to be like...
It's a build-up.
You know, it's like making love properly. You know, you can just blow it right away and be done. Or you can, you know, build some tension.
On, have more fun with it.
It's kind of like I'm trying to fuck more. That's what's happening.
The last thing that just came up recently about that has now driven everybody kind of crazy is the tour graphics that you put. The Waving Goodbye, the 1989 to 2009. People wondering what that means. Does that just means that, it's been 20 years of Nin, or is it like...
Not that hard to figure out, is it? It says goodbye, and it's got 2 dates on it, and I've said it's the last tour, so I mean, connect the dots. Mm-hmm. This is our last Nine Inch Nails tour, as far as I know. You know, that may change in the future, but I could promise you for the next several years we're not going to be back out as Nine Inch Nails. And like I said before, it feels like the right thing to do. You know, so I'm not meant to. It's not meaning to be overly sad, but it's meant to put an end to things. You know, TV shows get better when they know it's going to end on season X. You know, instead of getting canceled in the middle, or just jumping the shark and getting to the point where it just sucks and you don't care. And I think that's, you know, I'd like to put this on the shelf, feeling like we're at as good as we've ever been, you know, and as relevant and vital and to me, you know, and hopefully you. But, you know, I don't feel like I'm going through the motions, you know, and I don't feel like it's just another X amount of money I can make if I round the country a few more times. You know, it feels really good to me right now, and that's why it kind of feels like a good time to be able to look back fondly at it rather than an unpleasant responsibility or something that I just went too far with. So we'll see. You're tearing up again. I can see.
Yes, total tears, left and right eyes this time. I'm gonna be enjoying it. I'm going to 4 shows myself, so I've been saving up, spending my load with money-wise, and I can't wait to see the 4 shows. It's going to be great.
I think, you know, for the person that goes to more than one show, I mean, our plan, as I said, is really to make it, ratio is pretty different.